This is game 2 of a local tournament we had at FAB Foundry in Portland, Oregon, February 8th, 2026. At the top of the screen, I am playing Avatar of Earth, excuse me. The bottom of the screen is Deathspeaker, played by Ryan. So looking at my hand here, like my sight split is actually pretty good. Getting 2 windmills in this Avatar of Earth deck, very good, just because it sets my thresholds for the entire game, and I don't have to worry about meeting requirements for 2 air threshold things. And I'm running a couple 2 air things that are important to varying degrees, like Whirling Blades. Getting to 5 mana and not having to worry about threshold on Whirling Blades is pretty big. I've definitely run into a lot of problems in games playing Avatar of Earth where I have a Whirling Blades in hand, but I cannot play it because I only have 1 air threshold, or I don't have any air threshold. Turn 1 play here, Mount Rashar. Ideally, I'd like to get Mount Rashar over to the side there, but I don't know. I think it's fine on the home site. I probably could have also played a windmill as my home site and been just fine. Ryan playing a Shallow Grave. He's obviously, his strategy for Deathspeaker is to mill a bunch of cards into his cemetery and then be able to recast them with the Deathspeaker ability, which is a pretty good strategy, not a bad strategy. And in the current meta, people aren't running as much cemetery hate. That might pick up here a little bit now as the year goes on. Turn 2, playing a Ruins, 2 for Sisters of Avalon, discarding the Land Surveyor, drawing a card. So again, just being able to play out a minion, getting another minion with a Genesis ability into his cemetery that he can recur with the Deathspeaker ability if he chooses to get those Genesis effects. Coming into my turn 3 here, I've got a good mid-range hands set up here. So I see a Gargantula, which is always good. I see a Pudge Butcher. I see an Order of the White Wing, which it could potentially be very, very damaging in this matchup against Deathspeaker. Order of the White Wing prevents nearby casting or summoning unless you are summoning from hand. So Deathspeaker ability wouldn't be able to summon to nearby sites. And if I can push the Order of the White Wing forward enough, it potentially prevents Ryan from even using his Avatar ability before dealing with that minion. Playing a second windmill up in the forward row there. 3 mana for a Tombstone Wardens to just be like a beefy blocker on my opponent's turn and buy myself a little bit more time to get set up. So Avatar of Earth, at least my version of the Avatar of Earth deck, it's very much like a mid-range deck, and I have to be able to get into mid-game in order to start making plays. Pudge Butcher comes out, earliest Pudge Butcher comes out as turn 4, unless I have a tower ramp or something. And a lot of the site movement capabilities from Avatar of Earth are going to come in late game, mid to late game as well. Earthquake costs 5. Atlas Wanderers costs 5. You could catch a Rift Valley and get a Rift Valley reposition earlier on, or you could get a mover of mountains, an opportune mover of mountains to get a reposition. Like you're like, my ideal is to create this cradle of earth sites by somehow getting my opponent's forward sight, so in this case the ruins, to swap with my windmill, and then being able to attack in with a powered up Avatar of Earth for, I mean, the dream is like 6 to 7 points just on Avatar power alone. Ryan playing a Novice Necromancer to create the skeleton body there. Also playing that Crossroads on this turn. Cemetery Rats, again, milling into his cemetery. So he's got a very deep well of Genesis minions in there at this point. And he could start pivoting to taking advantage of those effects if he needs to. Looks like I drew a site for my turn 4 here. I typically find myself drawing a site instead of tapping for a site with Avatar of Earth, especially if I have a good 4-drop. So if there's something that I want to play out more aggressively on curve, like the Pudge Butcher or a Dalcian Phalanx, for example, I'll usually draw for sight so I can play a site on turn 4. Yeah, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this tower, and I'm just trying to decide where I want to position it. I'm thinking on the back row. Yeah. So the lone tower, like, it's going to ramp me to 5 on this turn. However, it is not going to. It's not going to provide me any additional earth thresholds. Right now, where the Avatar of Earth is on my home site, it has a calculated power of 4. And then ideally, I want to move forward as far as I could. Ryan gave me an opening here to play an Earth site forward. And if I had not drawn into that tower, I think I kind of actually was hoping for an Earth site and not that tower, because I didn't need the extra mana for the ramp on that turn. But if I had drawn an Earth site, I could have played it forward from the windmill, and then created a better cradle to generate more damage with my Avatar of Earth. Even if I didn't get a site reposition of some type off. So if that ruins, that second ruins was an Earth site instead, like one of my Earth sites instead, and I found a way to attack into his first ruin there, I'd be attacking in with Avatar of Earth for 4 points of damage, which is decent. Like, that's kind of like the floor of where you want to be attacking in with Avatar of Earth. Sometimes you just get real suboptimal or site placements, and you can only attack in for like 3 points of damage, and it is what it is. And like those games, if you just don't have the openings, you don't have the openings. But like I said, the dream is always to be like attacking in for like 6 or 7 points of damage. I drew another site here, and playing a No Man's Land forward. Again, that's gonna like boost my power up here if I can get Avatar of Earth into attack position. So like ideally, get me to 5 power on that thing. No Man's Land does prevent summoning, both for me on that site and then also for Ryan on the Crossroads site. 5 mana for an Archangel Michael to roll forward and attack the, or not attack, but strike the Sisters of Avalon, and then provide a 4-power airborne warded threat. I would have loved to have been able to use that Genesis Strike onto the site where the Novice Necromancer and the Skeleton Token are. Unfortunately, though, because the site that I drew into was the No Man's Land, I was not allowed to summon the Archangel Michael and resolve the Genesis from there. Ryan playing out a step brings him to 5 mana in his mana pool. 5 mana for Master Necromancer, and getting the max value out of his Master Necromancer. So getting all 4 adjacent sites, all 4 skeletons summoned. Pretty good. He's got a lot of pieces on the board now. I think he's gonna push the damage in, or he's thinking about it. The Tombstone Wardens does prevent, somewhat dissuade him from attacking in with a couple of his skeletons that just got summoned within that range. But his 2 pieces on the far end of the board there, the Novice Necromancer and that Skeleton Token, are free to attack in. And so he is attacking in for 2 points. Beginning my turn here. I mean, the problem is that he doesn't have a ton of high value targets on the board. He has got like a swarm of 1-power things on the board, and that is one of the weaknesses of the Avatar of Earth deck that I find. You don't have as many AoE effect potential cards that you can play versus if you're in other elements. So if like you're in fire, for example, you have a lot of options. Like air does provide you a few. Unlike, I won't say that air provides you with like zero options. You still have whirling blades, right? And in my build of Avatar of Earth, I think I'm also running Holy Novas, specifically just so I have an area of effect damage attack in case I end up in matchups like this with a skeleton spam. I'm gonna move forward and attack a skeleton for 1 point of damage, just to remove a skeleton, but also to get the Avatar of Earth into a threatening attack position here. So it can threaten to attack in for 5 points of damage now. Now that Ryan has played that step on the back row, it can attack into that ruins with a calculated power of 5. Playing out that Order of the White Wing, which is going to cause some problems for Ryan unless he can remove that piece from the board. 2 mana for Common Sense, Common Sensing for a Magic Missiles, and I felt that prudent because that's again another one of those tools that I can use to help or try to help counteract some of this token spam. I could potentially get like 2 or 3 tokens removed from the board depending on how I use it. It is telegraphed, right? Because I played the Common Sense and I drew that into hand. I don't have enough mana to cast it on this turn, nor am I in like the best position to cast it, so he knows I have it in my hand now. But it does at least give me that tool to deal with these skeletons running around on the board. Ryan taking his turn here, playing a Boudica. Boudica is going to hurt. And it's a good piece to get out on the board right now, just with all the threat that he has on the board. He's attacking with one skeleton. I let that one through. He's attacking with the second skeleton. I am going to block that, and he's attacking with the third one. Each skeleton that gets through, it's pushing in 4 points of damage, so that's 8 points that he was able to get in on this single turn here. I think it's thinking what he wants to do. He only had 1 mana left for turn there. He's passing turn back, choosing to leave the rats and the skeleton on the home site there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to use Archangel Michael to remove Boudica. I can't let Boudica continue to live on the board with the number of skeletons that are floating around there. I have a couple play options open to me here. I have that magic missile that we saw from the previous turn. First things first, though, I'm going to go ahead and choose the trade here with Boudica. Ryan, yeah, I assumed this is what he was going to do. Ryan realizing he just double block, and he's going to take that opportunity to double block and lose the cemetery rat. It does leave him without a blocker on the ruins site. So when I attack in here with the Avatar of Earth, he's going to be looking at 5 points of damage in. Yeah, going and just getting that out of the way now, attacking him for 5. Or 6 points, excuse me. I forgot that his home site was the Shallow Grave. So it's gonna attack him for 6, which is again a huge swing. And ideally, what you want there, I got lucky with this matchup. You always get lucky when you're playing Avatar of Earth, when your opponent is also in Earth partially and has Earth sites, and if you can get those site spreads to work into your advantage, it's just a little bit less work for your deck. For our Gargantula to disable a skeleton token. And then I think I tacked in again with the Order of the White Wing for 3 points of damage. Ideally, I think I want to wheel back Order of the White Wing back to the ruins, just to continue to be a problem for Ryan if he wants to recast any of his dead minions with Genesis effect. He's playing another Shallow Grave, which is risky business because it does boost the Avatar of Earth to 7 power now. Playing a Ring Out for 1. Five mana left in his mana pool this turn. He's thinking really hard about what he wants to do with that 5 mana. He needs a blocker of some sort here, just because he's gonna. Otherwise, he's going to take 7 points of damage minimum on his next turn, and more realistically, he's probably looking at 11 points of damage 7 from the Avatar of Earth, and 4 from Gargantula. Clamor of Harpies. Clamor of Harpies pings the Avatar of Earth, and then heals for a point. And then you can choose to teleport. He can choose to teleport a minion. And then he's going to opt to. He is going to opt not to strike it because it's a May ability. And then passing turn. It might have been a stronger play for him, maybe, if he had played the Clamor of Harpies onto the ruins and then teleported the skeleton. That would give him 2 blockers on that site and would prevent me from attacking into him. He does have 1 blocker available just because Clamor of Harpies has Airborne. So ideally he would probably block the Avatar of Earth. But then he's looking at a minimum of 7 points of damage coming in with what's on board here. 4 from Gargantula, 3 from Order of the White Wing. I'm going to deny him the option to attack in with the Avatar of Earth just because I'm getting low on health and I can't afford taking 3 more points. Giving him 3 more points from the Harpies. I deal less. I think I deal less damage by swinging into that second rune. It calculates out as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was only 5 points instead of 7. Attacking with Gargantula, he chump blocks with the Harpies, and then getting 3 more points in. 4 mana for a Pudge Butcher, and passing turn. Order of the White Wing now back into position, where it prevents him from recasting any of his minions onto any of the sites that he currently controls, because he played it into a tight formation there, and he didn't go wide necessarily on either of his rows. 2 for Common Sense from Ryan. Two for Common Sense. I think he's probably searching for a berry, because that would be 2 and 3, like 5 mana total for the turn. No, 3 for a Minor Explosion. So Minor Explosion for 3 to remove the Order of the White Wing. And then the ping from the ring will also be enough to finish off Gargantula, which is a great play for him. And then the second ping onto Avatar of Earth. Just deciding what he wants to do with his remaining skeletons here. Advancing 1 up onto the crossroads. Tapping for a sight. And then passing turn back here. So he can't really stop himself from going to door. So I'm attacking him with the Avatar of Earth back onto that first ruin. That'll take him to the door. Shooting the projectile to kill the skeleton that is sharing sight with Pudge. Still leaves me with 5 mana for the turn. I think I have the Paladins of Bazia in my hand. and I might play that, yeah, just to continue to have a board state here, and continue to pressure him. Probably would have been a better play to put the paladins onto the windmill sites just to split my usable minions, and not put all my eggs in one basket. Like, I know not to do that. I do my best to spread my minions out when possible, when it makes the most sense. But sometimes I still bunch them up. Ryan getting out a wizard's den to get another card draw to try to fish out an answer. Come up with a solution here to the game. He still has the ring, and my avatar is still within pinging distance of the ring. So he's got a cemetery full of Genesis ability minions, and I think I point out to him that he is on death's door. He doesn't have to pay for the casting cost on those, because I think he overlooked that part. So he's choosing the Grandmaster Wizard. Gonna cast that for free since he's on death's door. He gets to draw three cards. And he gets the ping with the ring on the cast. So that'll take a damage here. Three cards, like I said. I think he was a little like his spirits were a little deflated at this point, just because I was circling in on him on door, and I don't think he felt like he had a way out. But refilling his hand there, so definitely might have some options here. 3 mana for another Apprentice Wizard to provide a blocker. Drawing another card. I think that leaves him with 4 mana left on this turn. So he's got some solutions as long as I don't have a kill spell in my hand. And I do not remember in this game if I had a kill spell at this point or not. Three mana for a Murder of Crows. I think just to ping off the ward on the paladins. And I think that's it for his turn. That leaves him with 1 mana left. Debating on whether or not he wants to move or attack. He's just moving. Or no, he's attacking. He's trying to attack. I'll defend. And then he's going to push in another point of damage with the skeleton. And then passing turn. So I think he may have accidentally recorded an extra point of damage there since I chose the block. But I do have a kill spell in my hand. Magic Missile. So that'll round out the game. Super fun game. Any excuse that I have to play Avatar of Earth, I'll take. I like playing Avatar of Earth, even though it's not like the highest level competitive deck choice out there. I just think it's fun, and I like the mechanic of trying to Tetris around your opponent's sites to be able to attack in with a powered up avatar. And a powered up avatar, if you can get strikes in with it, is hard to deal with for your opponents, potentially, if they don't have enough blockers. So Like I said, a really fun game here at this tournament, and we will move on to round 3 next.